This is a story about a man named John who had an unforgettable experience when he was in his early 20s working as a security guard at a large department store. John, despite working as a security guard for almost a year, had one thing he just couldn't adjust to. Yes, it was a night shift. The department stores most of us are familiar with are constantly bustling with people throughout the day, creating a lively and vibrant atmosphere. However, after the hours are over and when all the customers have left the building, this department store transforms into a completely different place. Totally dark and desolate. One time, I was on a routine patrol, and for some reason, I got a creepy feeling. So I quickly turned on the flashlight and cast its beam around. Then I heard something rolling, so I glanced back, and there was a shopping cart slowly moving towards me and stopped right behind me. However, the most unsettling place within this department store is the underground parking lot. It is notorious for being a hotspot for paranormal activities. Out of many different floors within this department store, this underground parking lot was particularly famous as the source of a well-known urban legend that even circulated among security personnel. Hey, Brian saw it too, you know? He quit the very next day.
Stop creeping me out. I'm doing the night shifts this time.
Recently, the security guards who have been patrolling this area at night all say the same thing. There is a woman on the underground floor in this building. Hello? Anybody there? When I look around, there's no one. If you try to ignore the voices calling, someone grabs you by your shoulder just to get your attention. That night was the night when me and my junior colleague ended up working the night shift together in our control office, along with others who were patrolling the areas throughout the building. About 30 minutes has passed since closing of the business for the day, when suddenly I received a radio call. Yes, this is control office.
This is the parking security team speaking. Right now, there is a woman wearing a blue dress walking around in the underground parking lot. Could you please confirm?
If you're from the parking security team and have seen her yourself, can't you directly approach and handle the situation? What is the reason for contacting me about this? However, the response from the parking security team was totally unexpected.
After organizing the shopping carts, I was planning to assist the customers, but during that short time, the customer disappeared. So it would be great if the control security team could check the CCTV footage for me.
I immediately shifted my gaze to a specific CCTV screens displaying the views of underground parking lot floor. Oh, there's no one there. This is the control security team. The CCTV is not showing anyone. It looks like the customer has already left and gone already.
Okay, thank you.
However, this wasn't the end. It must have been around 2 o'clock in the morning. All of a sudden, the security alarm went off like crazy. It was triggered by the security surveillance system motion sensor that detects movements throughout the building. And when I checked for the location, the system indicated that it was coming from the underground parking lot. The woman customer that parking lot security team saw, is she still there? Hey, I'll go and check. So keep an eye on the CCTV screen and pay attention on the radio.
Do I stay here by myself?
My junior colleague looked a bit scared, but I ignored. Instead, I just repeated, keep an eye on the CCTV screen, and left the control office. I just got down to the pitch-black parking lot, and it felt like someone was following me from behind. I carefully investigated every nook and cranny, behind the pillars, with a flashlight shining. But there was no one in the parking lot. Hey, do you see anyone down here? I think it was just a false alarm. I found no particular issues, so returned to the control room. Just then, the alarm went off again. It was at that moment we realized something was off. Me and my junior colleague decided to investigate the situation through CCTV for now. However, in the underground parking lot, we spotted a figure in the darkness on the CCTV screen. Upon closer inspection, we noticed a very tall woman, the same woman mentioned by the parking lot security team. A woman wearing a blue dress was seen wandering around the underground parking lot. I radioed the parking lot security team. Could you please confirm something for me? You said she was wearing a blue dress, right? I thought that the sensor was triggered because of her. I'm going down there to check it myself, so keep an eye on her and let me know. Just as I was ready to leave the control room,
John, look at this!
Yelled my junior colleague. I also glanced at the CCTV screen, and then I found myself engulfed in an overwhelming shock. She was slowly crawling up the escalator as if her arms and legs were twisted at the joints, completely bent outward, and she continues to crawl up like that. However, in that very moment, our eyes seemed to lock, and she stared directly into the security camera, as if she could see us right through it. And suddenly, that woman started crawling up the escalator at an insane speed.
What is this? Can a person do that?
Said my junior colleague with disbelief. Within a blink of an eye, the woman disappeared from the screen. In this shocking moment, I just stood there as if I had lost my mind.
John, that woman...
At that moment, right before my junior colleague finished his words, the woman in blue dress reappeared again on the screen. She was in a hallway this time. But for some reason, that hallway on the screen looked very familiar. Where is that hallway? Wait a minute, I wondered where that hallway was. And then I yelled, Corridor 15, lock the door! The hallway where the woman had just reappeared on the CCTV screen was the control room corridor. We stayed silent for a while, trembling with shivers. I think that woman might be a ghost. Or maybe, could it be that a crazy woman sneaked in without us knowing? I lost in thought for a moment.
Let's check the CCTV. John, is this person the same woman? If she's a real person, there might be footage of where she was hiding.
Remember when the sensor went off earlier and I went out immediately to investigate? Let's rewind the footage to that time. However, we captured a strange scene. That woman, the one who was crawling up the escalator like crazy. Every time I flashed my light, her appearance was revealed, but me on the screen seemed oblivious to the whole happenings, and I don't recall seeing her either. Upon viewing that scene, I felt as if all the blood drained from my body. We couldn't leave this control room and trembled until morning came. We had no choice but to stay inside. How much time has passed? Employees started coming in one by one as the day broke. I managed to calm down a little. I reported all the events that happened last night to my supervisor and showed him the CCTV video footage. What? That woman's figure wasn't captured anywhere. Me and my junior colleague saw it, though.
Hey, what's wrong with you guys? Are you tired and seeing things?
My supervisor didn't believe my words at all. However, as my supervisor was about to leave the control room, he suddenly stopped in his tracks, turned back to us, and brought up an unexpected story. The facility team called the control room during the night, and a woman answered.
Hello.
Wait a minute. We didn't have any female employees last night, right? Million thoughts crossed my mind as a chill ran down my spine. That woman, the ghost, had made it into our control room